What's up, you guys? I hope you're very well. I hope you're having a very nice day. Today we revisit this ficus, this tiger bark, quote unquote tiger bark ficus that we've been working for, on for years now. I said quote unquote tiger bark because you can hardly see the little streaks, the original color of the bark anymore because of the water that I use for to water it regularly. It's got a lot of calcium, and you can actually see it here on the leaves. I haven't applied any fertilizer, any foliar chemical, maybe like an insect treatment or whatever. No, this is just the water that comes out of the faucet. So it's got a lot of chlorine, a lot of calcium, and it can damage some of your plants. Ficus, you know how strong and sturdy they are, but for example, if you're using it for maples, Japanese maples, you can definitely see a difference if you use reverse osmosis water, because they don't like the hardness of the water. They just like pure filtered water, slightly acidic. So that's why it's a bit difficult to grow maples where I live. I have tried it successfully, but yeah, they don't grow as much as they should. But anyway, so as you can see from the title of this video, today we're going to do a little bit of pruning. You might see that this is not looking at the best, and it's because I've just let it grow, but now it's time to shape it so that it doesn't continue growing and the branches don't become too thick, so that it no longer looks like a miniature tree. Yeah, so what I'm going to do is almost defoliate it completely. I'm going to prune heavily, and I can do that because the tree is healthy, and we've been having rains for the past couple of weeks. Not every day, but enough so that the water in the air, in the atmosphere, promotes this new growth. Yeah, I'm also going to continue fertilizing, just because ficus are such heavy feeders, and the original height of the tree was this, but I can see that it would be really cool if we lowered it down to here. It would look like a like a natural banyan tree that you can find in temples and Southeast Asia. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm gonna try to keep this short. I'm just gonna pause the video, show you what it looks like when I'm halfway done, or 2/3 of the way done, and yeah, that's it. If there's anything interesting that I want to point out, I'm also going to show it to you guys. So yeah, here we go. So I just started with the two lower branches, and I just apply a couple of pieces of wire. And you're going to see why. You can see that these two branches sort of come out from the same spot in the main trunk. So I would like for this to be a bit lower. So what I did is I applied a little bit of wiring here and here, so that I can bend it like this. And even though we're not going to change where they are coming from, we can give the illusion of this branch being lower than the other one. Yeah, and you can see that I've already done some pruning here, the tips and whatnot, and this is going to be like the longest branch of the tree, so I think that's pretty much all I'm going to cut. Yeah, but you can see that it's there. And the other one, like the second branch that we have here, we can see that it's a very well developed branch, in the sense that it's already have like divisions in two and two subsequently. I've already done some pruning here as well, but here in this branch in particular, this section of the branch in particular, we can see that two branches are growing too close to each other. So I did the same thing. I apply a little bit of wire, and we can move this I'm doing it with one hand, but I think it will be easy to see, to separate them, right, like so. And they'll have more room to grow like this, you see. My wiring technique, it's awful. I know, but you know, we're all learning. Yeah. So there we separated this one, and it's the same thing with this one right here, you see. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn them like this. This is going to go up, this is going to go down. I'm going to do this with my hand, with my with both of my hands, to show you what it looks like. Hold on. So this is the result. You can see that we can clearly identify the branches, you know, and how it spreads. This branch over here, well, this section of the branch over here, it grows a little bit differently. It stems from way far back into this main branch, and this one, it's a bit in the way as well, so I think I'm going to remove it. Yeah, but this one I think I'm gonna just leave it there. It looks a bit iffy at the moment because we've also shortened the length of it, but in the future I think it's gonna look much better. So now we can see that the two branches look in different levels, you know, in different levels of the tree. So I think that's great. Okay, so I'm going to continue, and yeah, if there's anything else to show you, I'm just going to pause. I'm just going to pause the video now. If there's anything else, you'll see it right away. Okay, so I'm going to continue. Here we go. Okay, so it's done. You can see that I cut a considerable amount of top there. I think it looks better. The proportion looks better now. It was a bit taller. And the Navarre is very wide and nice, but it still looked a little bit iffy. And that's the second time I use that word in this video. But yeah, you know what I mean. So yeah, I removed a little bit of the top. I think I can show you here. We can root this, by the way. And yeah, in the future is going to continue to improve if we continue pruning and developing the ramification. What do you want? I think she wants to drink. And there's a couple of branches that I wanted to show you here. One is this one. I'm not really sure if I've already shown you this in the video, but I was recording and I realized that I wasn't recording. Well, I was recording, but I pressed something and the video didn't, you know, it wasn't saved. So I don't know if this is something that you're going to see twice or once. But anyway, this little branch, we needed a branch here in the back section because it was this one that was covering the back, but it died, so I removed it. It's been growing very, very long like this, leggy, because of the foliage up top. Yeah, it's foliage and the lack of light have been forcing this little branch to grow like this. But now I clipped the tip, and I also have, you know, more light reaching this little branch, so it's going to certainly backbud. And there's a couple other branches here. This section also looks a little bit iffy, 3 times, and because I actually grafted this little branch a couple of maybe years ago, maybe one and a half years ago, and you can see that it took, but now it's just a matter of vigorizing it. Yeah, when this becomes ramified, this gets bigger and bigger, you can see that it's going to cover this plane right here. Yeah, and we have another one over here that I also left untouched. That's going to cover either this spot or this spot right here. Yeah, so it's a working process. Right now it looks a mess. This is practically my girlfriend's bonsai. She really likes this one, and so she's not gonna be too happy when she sees it. But it's for the best, you know. One step forward, two steps behind, in a good way, because you know the process is the end result with bonsai. You're always learning, and you can always adjust things, change things, as long as you continue to develop it. And one final thing. In the future, I'm also going to come in with a power tool here, trying to improve this, you know, scarring that we have here in the main trunk. I think if we, you know, very, very lightly touch this with a sanding tool, it's going to look better, you know. We'll see what happens, okay? So anyway, this is it for this little guy. And we have an update here. Our little desert rose project, you can see that the transplant was successful, and we can see that the nebari is just growing and growing horizontally. It's growing in this little colander. It's happy in the sunlight, and I'm really happy that the new growth is making this, you know, decolored patch go away. You can see that it's starting to show cracks. Maybe if I can see that. It's going to show the natural color of the skin of this plant. And so in the future, I'm going to prune this. You know, I have plans to graft this with, you know, very showy flowers, beautiful exotic varieties of the adenium plant. But I think I'm just going to leave it like this. Yeah? So maybe I can do that with other plants. But right now it looks good. Next step, pruning. Yeah? So anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for all the comments, the subscriptions. If you haven't subscribed to my other channel, Fishbowls and Musgo, you will be really helping me out if you did. So please subscribe. If you got any comments, doubts, questions, anything, drop them down below. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.